Hey everyone, it's Neptorka here, back for another reaction video. We have the HSR 3.4 special program. For the Sun is Set to Die. If you're living under a rock, 3.3 was probably one of the best story chapters, period, in HSR, and pretty much any gacha game. It's really good. So let's go ahead and take a look. 5 minutes ahead. All right, here we go. Ooh, what? Hey, this is interesting. Okay.
神々よ、ご覧ください。オンパロスは勝利を収め、再創期が間もなく訪れます。しかし、本当にそうでしょうか。
I was just about to say that's Ligus.
最近、エルシオンの景色がまぶたの裏をよぎるんだ。
最後の一人になったとしても、再創生の偉業を成し遂げてください。
新世界は必ず訪れる。黎明を灯す。星々を燃やし尽くす。諸行をもたらそう。第1回キノコに聖杯戦争開幕。
と、あなたが私のマスターか。
Dude, I love how they made her sword invisible.
もう少し手応えがあると思ったの。機は熟した。逃げ場はない。
あらゆる邪悪を打ち滅ぼせ。セイバー。
汝は開白の黎明が訪れるまで灼熱の太陽を背負い続ける。
死者を花から呼び出して殺し合わせて勝者が全てを手に入れる。
行かなくちゃいけない。背負わないといけないんだ。
キノコにの伝説はあれど英雄はいないと。
お任せを。
私見ました。壊滅。これにて完成。責任心を持って来世に暁を。
Oh, dude, that looks awesome. Hey, that's cool.
Hey, Mr. Albert?
Hello.
Albert.
Woo! And whether or not you have a day-night cycle, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the version 3.4 for The Sun is Set to Die special program. I'm your most beloved host, Albert.
Rebooting really does solve all problems. Now we can introduce ourselves. Hi, everyone. I'm Finan. I'm so happy to be on the special program.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anaxagoras.
Nice to see all of you again. Did you miss me?
Oh, of course we missed you. Well, dear guests, welcome to the show. I have been looking forward to this special program more than anything else. The way the story in the last version left off had my heart racing.
Yeah, come on.
The burning sky and the fall of dawn. Akuma was the last place under Kefali's protection, but now it has also sunk into Evernight.
All of our Chrysosaur companions did everything in their power to buy precious time for the Trailblazer and Finan, so they could return the very last core flame to the vortex of Genesis.
We already found out the truth, so what do a few sacrifices matter? Every Chrysos heir was prepared for this. You just need to boldly take that last step toward the Era Nova.
Okay. Heartless.
But in the trailer just now, it seems like Finan is gonna go through a lot. I saw a few
What's
scenes
with the
that looked
little
like
dramas?
flashbacks, and I think I even saw a different form of him.
The truth of Amphoris is about to reveal itself. I assume everyone can already tell that all that's happened in Amphoris is not as simple as it seems.
Indeed. For example, when we went to fight Aquila, we noticed that the Eye of Twilight seemed unusually high-tech.
And when the Dawn device went out, many of the structures in Akuma and the Vortex of Genesis started showing strange textures. It was like the whole world was peeling off.
Why don't we take a look back at our whole journey so far in Amphoris and lay out our suspicions and clues we have. First, at the end of the 3.3 story, the geniuses reveal that the source of Amphoris' tragedy is an Emperor's scepter that survived to this day.
It has something to do with that erudition god beyond the sky, doesn't it? Even though I don't quite understand these principles, this breeding ground, which switched from following the path of erudition to the path of destruction, must be hiding secrets beyond Era Nova.
In addition, that Tin Man Lygist is also pretty suspicious.
Yeah, really.
He and
He was
Finan had a
suspicious
pretty
from day one.
significant conversation in the Vortex of Genesis.
Actually, I was already suspicious of him when he said he could fix the Express and send the Trailblazers back home. Well, the mask is
Yeah,
coming
it was
off
a-
now.
Based on my
Freaking
interactions with
mess
him,
of heat.
Lygus doesn't seem to have any desire to oppose the Chrysosairs. Rather, he only wishes to quietly observe everything as it unfolds.
Could it be that everything that's happened so far is exactly what he wanted to see? That title, Theoros, does mean spectator. If we combine this information with what we know about the
didn't know.
relationship between the scepter and paths, maybe Amphoreus is being used as a chessboard by people from
Is this
beyond
supposed to
this
be
world.
Pom-Pom?
And Lygus is one of them.
Oh, you're exactly right. If the situation in the cosmos is like a game of chess, then Amphoris is a trap to set up the checkmate. But who knows? Maybe the chess pieces themselves can overturn the board. The hero's Era Nova could affect the worlds beyond the sky, and the Trailblazers' choices may also determine the future of the universe.
But before the Era Nova actually arrives, there's no way to tell what it will bring. The Trailblazers have already done so much for Amphoreus. I don't want them to have to experience the unknown of Era Nova.
As someone from beyond the sky, they already risked a lot by taking on a demigod's divine authority. If something were to happen in the Era Nova...
No, we can't let them stay. They have to listen to Finan and go home.
Well said. The Trailblazers
We'll
won't
see about
betray
that.
the sincerity you've shown them. However, their fate
Yeah, they
will
will.
still be tied to that of Amphoreus. They'll be returning to the battlefield with a very important mission.
On the other hand, I suspect many of our audience members, like me, have some questions about Finan. That Finan we saw in the Vortex of Genesis at the end of the 3.3 story? Why was his name hidden?
Well, maybe that Finan isn't the one we're all familiar with.
Oh?
But I'll leave the specific details for
What?
everyone to find out themselves in the game in version 3.4. I've actually got some other information to reveal to you.
What kind of information?
Following the story's progress, as I've written, we'll receive a big update in this version. In these records that we've kept, you will be able to catch a glimpse of Amphoreus' true nature.
Before, As I've Written was like a storybook, keeping record of our friends' stories. Now, even its appearance has changed. It feels like something big is about to happen.
It looks like it's turned into some kind of database.
You can use this system to unlock even more of Amphoreus' secrets.
Indeed.
That's
Okay.
Ooh,
Aside from the major updates too, as I've written, the long-awaited skip dialogue feature, which was previously announced, is finally going live in version 3.4.
Yeah.
Story dialogue can now be skipped by section, with plot summaries and the main characters that appeared in each section displayed along the way. Now you can choose the pace of storytelling based on your own preferences.
Nice.
Version 3.6.
It's already
will
the best
also be a
update.
Story recap function. Stay tuned. But of course, as we move into version 3.4, we shall take the final step of the prophecy together and witness the truth and the fate of this world. And the myriad celestia that Mr. Shao Ji hinted at in the version 3.2 preview. And the myriad celestia.
He reminds me of Nanook.
And witness the truth and the fate of this world. And the myriad celestia that Mr. Shao Ji hinted at in the version 3.2 preview is finally going live soon.
Oh, you mean what's happening beyond the sky? Is it also related to Amphorius and Era Nova?
We'll have to keep it a secret for now. Meanwhile, we'll be releasing an animated short. This animated short contains a very important part.
Is it gonna be like Finan?
Version 3.4. Can't spill too much here, but I can give you a little teaser. This short will come with its own original theme song. So don't miss it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
I can't wait to dive into the new story already.
Next, why don't we turn our attention to our good friend Viden and take a look at his story together.
Gosh, looks like it's ripped straight out of Genshin Impact. Dude. My sword's bigger than yours. Dude, the animation budget. He just power crept
What
Castris.
happened to Finan to make him change this much?
This is nothing like the warm, sunny person we all know. Now he seems strange and formidable.
Oh, could you elaborate?
He's
I
saying he
remember when
wasn't
our buddy
formidable
first
before.
showed up in Amphorius. Finan was one of the first Chrysosairs to genuinely welcome them. And when danger came knocking, he always had our backs.
But behind that kindness and reliability, Finan carries the expectations of many. He is the deliverer chosen by the prophecy, and Aglaya's hand-picked successor of the Flame Chase journey. Aglaya even used her own death to set him up for success, by making the Council of Elders the focus of criticism, and allowing Finan to step up and rally the people.
Yeah, all of us have high hopes for him. Some even call him the Deliverer of Amphorius. Even Cypher, who barely ever showed her face, used to call him Little Deliverer Boy.
It's as if everyone just assumes that he'll be
That's a
savior.
mouthful. I wouldn't want to
I'm
use that.
curious. What was Finan like before he joined the Flame Chase journey? Was he one of those perfect kids everyone got compared to?
Before the Flame Chase journey, guess we've got to go back to my hometown, Ides Elysiae. It was a small, remote village. Nothing flashy, but far away from the chaos.
Ooh, sounds like a real peaceful place.
It was. And even though the village was small, everyone got along really well. There were also beautiful rivers and mountains, and even a
Damn,
forest.
this looks cool.
That forest was home to all kinds
They're
of little
reusing
fairies.
assets from their
When I was little,
previous.
I'd go exploring
That's
the woods
okay.
and visit those cute fairies.
Damn,
When
that
I
looks
wasn't
cool.
exploring, I'd go play with my friends by the sea. We pretended to be heroes from the old stories and practiced our, swordsmanship. When we got tired, we went to lie down in the wheat fields until we got called home for dinner.
No strife, no invaders, or any of that deliverance crisis stuff? Seems like a complete paradise.
The wheat fields look gorgeous too. Lying there surrounded by
Looks
golden
beautiful.
waves of wheat, with the breeze carrying that sweet malted scent. Oh, just the thought of it is enough to get me excited.
And guess what? You will have to imagine for long. In version 3.4, we get to explore Ides Elysiae alongside the Trailblazer. Learn about Finen's past, how he became a warrior, joined the flame chase, and grew into the person he is today.
Can't wait!
Cool.
From a carefree little kid to the deliverer carrying everyone's hopes. You've really come a long way.
I hope
These
this
days,
just isn't
Finan
like
just gives off this
like a recap
heaviness.
story.
Like he'd still press on,
And then
no
at the
matter
very
how
end, they're gonna
exhausted,
pick up where
just
they
to live up to everyone's expectations.
the last one
Emperors needed a
ended.
hero,
where the
so
cliffhanger
he
ended.
became
I hope
one.
that that's
the
not the
Chrysos
case.
heirs needed hope and a leader, so that's who he became. Looking back at the main art for this version, even though Finen's face is still the same, his whole vibe has shifted. His gaze is now sharp and commanding, completely different from before. Now we're just one step away from the era Nova that the prophecy foretold. The deepest truths of Amphoris are about to come to light. What trials lie ahead, and what choices will Finen make?
A hero's journey is never easy. But if the will in your heart is strong enough, no fire can burn you out.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, every trial is just a forge for an even brighter soul. I am more than ready.
Well said. Then, let's let everyone experience it all themselves in version 3.4. Now let's take a look at how Finen performs in battle.
You got it. I'll first show up in the familiar form everyone knows.
Okay.
When using my skill, I'll deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets. The use of my skill also grants me core flames. Once I've collected enough of them, I can activate my ultimate.
Wait, so core flames only come from using your skill?
Not at all. Finen can also gain core flames when he's selected as a target by a teammate or enemy ability. If he is the target of a teammate's ability, Finen will deal even more damage.
When I use my ultimate, I'll create a territory and transform.
After transforming, Finen powers up massively. Teammates temporarily retreat and can't take action while he faces the enemy head-on with newfound strength.
Okay.
All alone? That sounds way too risky.
No worries. All the talents and buffs from Finen's teammates still stay active to provide him with much-needed support.
Exactly. After using the core flames to transform,
That's interesting.
I have access to the powers of 3 kinds of titans: Creation, Calamity, and Foundation, each with a brand new ability.
Care to elaborate on that?
Tapping into the power of the Creation Titans, I can deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets. Calling upon the power of the Calamity Titans, I'll enter a special state called Soul Scorch. In this state, I'll force all enemies to immediately take action, during which I receive reduced damage, and each hit I take builds up the Soul Scorch stack. Once all enemies have taken action, I retaliate, dealing damage to all enemies and then unleashing multiple instances of damage on one random enemy.
Okay. This is gonna be interesting how this works
The more
on the
soul
turn meter.
scorch stacks he's got, the stronger that counterattack hits.
Using these 2 abilities also grants me an exclusive charge called Scourge, which fuels my 3rd ability. With the power of the Foundation Titans, I dispel all debuffs on myself, then use Scourge Charge to deal bounce damage. If I've maxed out the consumable Scourge Charge, I also slam all enemies with extra damage.
Once all his actions have been used up, Finen will unleash one final blow, hitting all enemies before removing the territory. Finen's technique is
That's
pretty
cool.
unique too. Upon casting it, Finen instantly strikes all enemies in a certain radius.
Oh,
If there are more
damn.
enemies, they're immediately wiped out without even triggering a battle.
Wait, all enemies? That's nuts.
So
Of course, power comes with
like
a cost.
Akron.
This technique consumes 2 technique points.
If the technique misses, it won't cost any points. Plus, when Finen's in the team, the technique point cap goes up by 3.
When I use my technique to enter combat, I'll also regenerate energy for my teammates. In addition, at the start of each wave, I'll deal damage to all enemies and gain Scourge.
Dude, this looks awesome.
Oh, I see.
All right, now that we've wrapped up Finen's combat abilities, it's time to bring you some updates on a few familiar faces. In version 3.4, Silverwolf, Blade, Kafka, and Jingliu are all getting some serious enhancements.
Nice.
Go!
Here we go.
Mr. Albert, please do tell us what's changing.
I'm so excited for
Let's
Silverwolf.
start with Silverwolf. After the optimizations, her ultimate now lowers the defense of all enemies instead of just one.
Oh, so it's AoE now, not single target.
Exactly. Meanwhile, she'll prioritize adding a weakness that matches the type of the first character in your lineup. On top of that, Silver Wolf will regenerate extra energy at the start of combat and the beginning of each turn.
Oh, that makes it a lot easier
Nice.
to apply the weakness we actually want.
Next up, Kafka. After the buffs, Kafka's skill will trigger more DOT on enemies. And whenever a teammate hits an enemy target with any kind of attack, Kafka will launch a follow-up attack.
Okay,
After locking
nice.
certain traces, the follow-up attack can also trigger extra DOT on the enemy. And using her ultimate recovers the number of times the follow-up attack can be triggered.
So basically, Kafka's got more frequent follow-up attacks, better efficiency applying debuffs, and an overall boost to DOT output.
Yeah, for
Never had
sure.
Kafka, so
And now for Blade. After the update,
Don't care.
he will deal damage to enemies based on his max HP. When Blade enters the Hellscape state, he is more likely to be attacked, and his follow-up attacks will regenerate extra energy.
Sounds like Blade can trigger more follow-ups and use his ultimate more often, meaning his total damage output's
I
gonna
get the
spike.
feeling that people are gonna
Good
like him a
observation.
lot more.
A change will happen to Jing Liu as well. Now she'll deal damage to enemies based on her max HP. Each time a teammate loses HP, Jing Liu stacks extra crit damage. After she enters the spectral transmigration state, she'll also gain a stack of syzygy. That means the spectral transmigration state lasts longer, and her overall
Nice.
damage output climbs even higher accordingly.
Our old friends sure are getting some solid upgrades.
Yeah.
But with all these ability reworks,
Who
won't their
wins?
Eidolons be affected?
Oh, don't worry, Professor Anaxa. Some of our old friends' Eidolons will be tweaked to better match the revamped kits, making sure everything stays in sync.
Oh, nice.
But what if someone wants to stick with
I hope
their
we get that
previous
screen.
version
That's
of
pretty
their
good.
abilities?
That won't be a problem. You
There
can
we
switch
go.
between our friends' ability modes freely, so choose whichever version you like best. For more details, be sure to keep an eye out for official announcements.
Sounds good.
That's pretty cool.
Aside from the ability reworks, one more old friend of ours is getting something new this time around.
Oh, who is it?
In version 3.4, Firefly's brand new outfit, Spring Missive, is making its debut.
Oh,
A new outfit.
Look at that.
Ooh, let's take a look
I
at the
wasn't
video clip
expecting an
first.
outfit. Oh. Oh man, this is gonna make money. That's so gonna make money.
With her school uniform on, Firefly looks more youthful than ever. And that firefly-shaped brooch on her chest, you can tell she put a lot of thought into picking it out.
Maybe she even asked for fashion advice from her fellow Stellaron hunters.
Well, Miss Kafka does have an eye for style. They must have talked a lot about it behind the scenes.
Even her mech's had a makeover. You think she spruces it up during downtime to match her outfit changes?
Oh, totally possible. If I had a mech, I'd also probably coordinate it with my outfit. New theme, new colors. The whole look has to be consistent. You'll be able to grab Firefly's new look from the contract shop using Oniric shards. And again, please stay tuned for further details and future official announcements.
Nice, nice.
Next, let's take a look at this version's banners. In version 3.4's first half warp event, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Find It. And the limited 5-star light cone, thus burns the dawn, will have
Cool.
a boosted drop rate. Also, a brand new 4-star light cone for the Path of
Oh.
Remembrance. The story's next page is being added to the first half banner.
Dude.
At the same time,
I wonder if that's
we'll
gonna be
also
an
kick off a
improvement.
special warp event. The limited 5-star characters, Treevee, Sunday, and Sparkle are coming back.
Ah,
5-star light
okay.
cones, if time were a flower, a grounded ascent, and earthly escapade will
It's a support
return as well.
support banner.
In
Those
the second
sparkles
half of
not that
version
great.
3.4, we've got another round of special warp events. Limited 5-star characters, Firefly, Jingliu, and Blade will be back along with the limited 5-star light cones. Whereabouts your dreams rest, I shall be my own sword.
They
and the
shouldn't have done
unreachable
Firefly. They
side.
should have done. Well, Firefly's got a new skin.
Two of our newly buffed old friends are making a comeback in
They
this
should have
version.
done Silver Wolf.
What about Kafka and, Silverwolf?
Yeah.
Here's a little sneak peek. Limited 5-star characters, Kafka and Silver Wolf, will be back in version 3.5.
Okay.
And the limited 5-star light cones, Patience is All You Need, and Incessant Rain will rerun as well.
Nice.
So the outfit, the two new
8
characters.
New 4-star light cones will be added to the Nameless Honor Rewards in version 3.4.
Ah, I see quite a few familiar faces on the light cones.
Wait, what are they
There
adding
are
them
a few
to?
mini versions of Chrysos Heirs. Familiar.
Rewards in version 8 new 4-star light cones will be added to the Nameless Honor Rewards in version 3.4.
Nameless.
Ah, I see quite a few familiar faces on the light cones. There are a few mini versions of Chrysos Heirs.
Looks like
I
Feynman
see-
really
look
does
at-
enjoy spending his days in the wheat fields.
Look at little
Nature's
Ika.
mattress. Can't beat that level of comfort.
For sure.
All right, let's take a quick break. There's still more version 3.4 content coming your way.
Dude, it looks solid so far.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the events in this version.
Wow. I honestly was expecting just a story update, and then that's it, and then the main stuff would be the collab, but let's see.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the events in this version. A piece of good news comes from Penacony at the other end of the cosmos. Origami Bird Clash is about to return in version 3.4.
Is that the Cute Match 3 game?
That's right. The International Peace Corporation has officially sponsored Origami Bird Clash.
I
and hopes to promote
can't
this
remember
arcade
this, but I
game
think I
full of
remember having
Penaconian
fun with this
flavor
one.
throughout the whole cosmos. And the first step to starting that grand venture will be to open up the original shop arcade on the Trailblazers Radiant Feldspar.
There needs to be some new game modes for the game to make a name for itself, right?
Isn't...
Of course.
Oh,
This
no.
time, the two players will take
Yeah.
turns acting on the same field, and every player
Okay, never
has
mind.
a set number of moves. You can eliminate 4 or more fruits to
I mean,
form
I still have
bombs
fun
and
with this,
obtain
but,
extra moves.
You can also get extra moves when you swap 2 super bombs to trigger a combo elimination.
I thought this
Oh,
was like a
no.
combat thing.
I see obstacles
Still, actually,
popping
this
up on
one
the
was actually
field.
pretty fun.
How are
Of
we
all the
supposed to
mini
deal with
games out there,
those?
like this
Not
one
to
does
worry.
better than
In this
some
version
of the
Origami Bird Clash, there
more
will be lots of
well
new items
done.
that can help you in battle.
I feel like
For
they're
example,
more well.
Shattering
They
Hammer can
like
eliminate any individual
Hoyoverse
fruit or
thinks that they're
obstacle.
more well done, but
Spicy
they're really
Bomb can
not.
turn a fruit into a bomb, and Reset Cube can reset all fruits on the field.
Cool.
Leveling up items will also make them more powerful.
As long as you pick the right item at the right time, you can turn the tide and deliver a powerful blow to your opponent.
There are plenty of familiar faces among our opponents this time.
That's right. Trailblazers can still battle against many old friends in this event. In addition to participating in story challenges, Trailblazers can also do open challenges with friends from across the universe. This multiplayer mode won't end with version 3.4 either. Origami Bird Clash will replace the Seal Slammers multiplayer mode and become the new long-term co-op game mode.
We're done slamming seals.
Why is
Now
it
it's
replacing
time
it?
for slamming paper birds.
Just
All
keep
right,
them both.
let's
What the
continue
hell?
With more version content. Our old friend Gift of Odyssey returns as usual in version 3.4.
Yeah, you know what I noticed?
Nice.
They quietly took it away in
The planar
Genshin.
fissure
I
and
didn't
realm
see
of
it.
the strange events will also return. Complete the challenges to get double rewards.
Yep. In version 3.4, Stagnant Shadow, Shape of Cinders, will also come online. And you can obtain the Ascension material, Charred Bud of Twilight,
For
for
fun
win
on-
characters upon completing the
For wing
challenge.
characters.
At the same time, the planar ornaments, Arcadia of Woven Dreams, and Revelry by the Sea will also come online. Trailblazers can obtain them in the Divergent universe.
Ah, why did my seat collapse?
Wait, it did?
Trailblazers can obtain them in the Divergent universe.
Ah,
Oh!
my seat collapse?
I wasn't even paying attention. The Dromos is
In
just sitting there
addition,
eating his seat
I'd
away.
like to share with you some information about a few events outside the game. First, the annual Hoyo Fest Off-White exhibition will begin in July.
Okay.
This year's event venues have been completely upgraded, and the events will be held in core cities in 6 Southeast Asian countries.
That's right. We've also prepared a lot of event missions and new merchandise. Please follow our official channels for details about the events and tickets.
In addition, Honkai Star Rail will be joining Anime Expo this July.
Cool.
Come visit the Star Rail booth and claim free limited gifts.
Too bad
A
it's in
special
LA.
panel for Honkai Star Rail will also be held at Anime Expo, featuring several special guests.
Please keep an eye out for more info and official announcements. See you at Anime Expo.
Well, thank you all for your kind introductions. Let me see. We're almost out of time. We'll move it on to our next show in just a sec.
You seem mighty busy, Owlbert.
Well, I am a professional super host.
What's going on?
Oh,
Wait.
goodness, Albert.
He's being summoned.
What's going on? It's not my time yet. Whether or not your world has the concept of a holy grail, welcome to the live stage of the Honkai Star Rail and Fate's Day Night Unlimited Blade Works collab special program.
Long time no see, everyone.
What's up?
I'm Aventurine from the Interastral Peace Corporation.
Howdy, Galaxy Ranger Boot Hill, at your service.
Welcome, both of you. I, Albert, have apparently been summoned by the Holy Grail to be this show's host today.
Albert, could your class be... speaker?
Oh, son of a gun. That's
Ruler.
Maybe you two can call me presenter instead. That sounds nicer.
Well, presenter doesn't sound half bad. In that case, why don't you present the situation to our audience? Explain what you meant by summoned by the Holy Grail and why we've arrived at Penacony.
Well, the cosmos is full of surprises. Soon after the ripples of the Charmony Festival had calmed, the Trailblazer received a secret invitation from old Odie, head of the Alfalfa family. It turns out that the old Jen is planning a brand new entertainment spectacle called Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War.
Ooh, okay, so they're gonna weave it in pretty well.
Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War.
That's cool.
Sounds like a Holy
Some
Grail
collabs,
war's
they
taking
just,
place in the Sweet
It's just like a separate
That's
thing.
right. But
I like it when they
idea
try and
where
weave
old
it in
Odie
together.
Got his Holy Grail from. Let me give a brief explanation of everything here. It's said that the Holy Grail is a wish-granting chalice that can manifest any miracle. And the Holy Grail War is a magecraft ritual for obtaining that power. As long as you win in the brutal contest of the Holy Grail War,
Let's see,
the
what is
Grail
this?
can fulfill your wishes.
Berserk.
That dadgum wubba boot charming festival has
Assassin.
only just concluded, and they're putting on a new show already.
Saber, Archer.
Hey, don't forget that Penacony prides itself
Lancer.
on being a holiday resort. How are they going to attract tourists
I
if
forget
they
what
don't have any
the
events?
mage is called.
Besides, didn't the last
I don't
Charmony
think he's just
Festival
called
have
mage.
a little accident?
And who's this
I
one?
mean, that probably wasn't great.
I
for
don't
Penacony's
remember.
Image. The family's definitely going to want to find another opportunity to generate some buzz.
Well, I heard that old Odie hopes to make the Penacony and Holy Grail War into a new show that rivals the Charmony Festival, therefore returning Penacony
not
to the
Chariot
cosmic limelight.
Rider.
With
That's who
dreams
this
as the
is.
gimmick, the show is sure to attract a lot of money and a lot of dream chasers. I bet old Odie is thinking of the same thing.
This Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War program will be conducted in Penacony. The 7 invited participants will summon famous historical figures to fight alongside them as their servants. And the final winner will receive the precious opportunity to make their wish come true.
Wait,
Chance
who
to
are the
make
7
any
ones?
wish and any miracle come true. Well, that's definitely a nice gimmick. But, as we all know, people die if they're killed. Bullets don't discriminate, so someone gets caught in the crossfire.
Rest assured, everyone, the Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War production crew hereby swear that no one's life will be in danger in the dream. Everyone can participate and watch in peace.
All right, all right. Well, since it's you, Owlbird, I'll believe it for now. So, who's participating?
To start off, the owner of the Radiant Feldspar, shareholder of Penacone Superstar, the Soul Glad Festivity, our dear Trailblazer will be participating.
Yeah.
Oh, so, the Trailblazer will be taking part in another adventure.
That's right. In addition, Miss Robin will also be a part of this war.
Well, as
Okay.
another Penaconian shareholder, the Interastral Peace Corporation's
Adventuring.
Strategic Investment Department sent me as their representative in the war.
The Galaxy Ranger Boothill will also participate in this Holy Grail war.
Okay.
Actually, I was just wondering, why is a criminal wanted by the IPC participating in this?
Micah got an invitation too, but he has no time for this. I can't turn a blind eye when someone's in a tight spot, so helping out was the least I could do.
Looks like Mr. Boothill really has formed deep bonds.
there's
with
4.
folks
Who
in
else?
Dreamflux Reef.
Well, apart from those we've mentioned, are there any other special participants that we've been looking forward to in this Holy Grail War?
Of course. Apart from local Penaconian heroic spirits, 3 very well-known heroic spirits will also arrive by the Grail Summon and participate in this Holy Grail War.
3.
They are respectively Saber, Archer, and Lancer.
That's what I'm
Oh.
talking about. I wonder which
I don't
heroic
want
spirit will end up
Lancer.
accepting a contract with the Trailblazer.
That's
Now,
so.
see?
Aw,
This
come
is how you
on.
attract
Where's
attention.
Rin?
Now we're gonna get tons of views. That's why you pay big bucks to get the big names. As to what stories will unfold in this Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War, and who will forge a contract with who, Trailblazers will have to find out in the game. Here's a reminder that the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration Trailblaze Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail will officially start on July 11th.
Ooh.
So keep an eye out for it.
Okay.
Now let's
So,
learn more about
that's
Saber
gonna be
and
like
Archer,
10
our
days
2 heroic
into-
spirits from another world.
Oh, yes!
Saber's dress seems a little different from usual now that she's arrived in Penacony.
Well, this is the planet of festivities after all. You gotta dress up for the occasion.
Exactly right. The King of Knights' new outfit was personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It retains her iconic
is this?
blue and white colors.
And her iconic ahoge.
That's right. It retains the nobility of a king and also emphasizes utility for a warrior. The lines along her shoulders and her cloak are straightforward, while the design of her skirt is quite reminiscent of timeless British fashion. As for how she looks in the game, well...
Oh. That's cute.
いつも出陣できます。燃え尽き騎士の魂よ。
Oh, that looks good.
ストライクエア。クスカイバー。
Looks awesome, man.
解放。
I love that follow-up.
Well, butter my fudge and call me a biscuit. That Excalibur truly shows her strength as a king.
Oh, talk about fancy visuals.
And how come the King of Knights is always stuffing her face? Even in Penacony.
Well, looks like Penaconian food is very much to her liking.
That's right. You can't fight on an empty stomach. Now, let's see how the King of Knights performs in battle.
Saber is a wind character following the path of destruction. Saber will gain a certain amount of core resonance when she enters battle. If she uses her technique in the overworld, Saber will obtain combat buffs and also more core resonances after entering battle. When she uses her basic attack, she can deal damage to a single enemy.
The King of Knights is cautious as ever in this new world. I see she's still hiding her weapon's appearance and true name.
When she uses her skill, Saber will deal damage to one designated enemy and its adjacent targets. If Saber has enough core resonance at that time, she'll consume core resonance to regenerate massive amounts of energy for herself and increase her skill's damage.
Ah. In other words, you need to accumulate as much core resonance as possible to increase the damage Saber deals.
Nice.
Exactly.
Dude, her animations
Are there
look
any
so
other
good.
ways to obtain core resonance?
Yes, there are. Whenever any ally uses their ultimate, Saber obtains core resonance and increases her own damage
So you
dealt.
want to
Behold,
ult
the King
spamming.
of Dice has dispelled invisible air. Barrier of the
So
Wind
Hua
King
Hua gets
around
another
her
buff.
sword, releasing high pressure air in the blink of an eye to form Strike Air. Hammer of the Wind King, dealing a devastating blow to the enemy. When using her ultimate, Saber will deal damage to all enemies and turn her basic attack into enhanced basic attack. Her enhanced basic attack can damage all enemies and provide Saber with a certain amount of core
Right.
resonance.
Ooh, that
Also,
hits
during
hard.
battle, if the sum of Saber's energy and the energy she can regenerate via consuming core resonance exceeds the amount of energy she needs to use her ultimate, Saber will immediately take action.
So if you replenish core resonance in as many ways as possible, you can use Excalibur more frequently.
That's right. Not only does this sword bear the King of Knights past, present, and future, but it also represents the noble ideal that was held in the hearts of the countless soldiers who once followed her in battle. All right, that concludes Saber's introduction. Now we'll move on to our next otherworldly heroic spirit, Archer.
Oh, seems like Archer cares about this Holy Grail War very much. He put on a new outfit, too.
He put on
He
new.
even changed where his accessories go. Those decorations he had on his chest are now on his shoulders.
What sharp eyes you've got, dear guest. Archer's new outfit was also personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It has the classic red and black look. The sharp contrasts, reminiscent of a blazing fire in the deep night, imbued with a dangerous allure. The combination of the long trench coat with skin-tight combat gear emphasizes his lean figure and is the perfect fusion of attractiveness and strength.
You got that right. Director, show us the game footage already.
悪くない代物だ覚悟する体ボルム I am the bone of my soul Unlimited Blade Works
He looks awesome.
Oh, so that's Unlimited Blade Works? Oh, quite impressive indeed. After all, Archer is a seasoned veteran of war.
I am the bone of my sword. That sentence sure brings back a lot of memories.
I agree.
Well then, let's take a look at Archer's combat performance in detail.
Okay, Archer is a quantum character following the path of the hunt. When he uses his basic attack, Archer can deal damage to one designated enemy.
An archer in close combat. That's pretty gutsy, I'll give him that.
That's right. But Archer hasn't exactly slacked off on his marksmanship training since coming to Penacony. When using his skill, Archer will consume 2 skill points to enter the circuit connection state, dealing damage to one designated enemy. While in the circuit connection state, Archer's turn will not end after he uses his skill, and he can continue to use his skill until he runs out of skill points.
Heads up.
Okay.
The more times you use his skill consecutively, the more damage Archer deals to enemies. After all, everyone knows that a dual-wielding fighter who can't use their noble phantasm isn't a good archer. When using his ultimate, Archer will recite the classic chant to activate Unlimited Blade Wax, dealing damage to one enemy.
Apart from damaging the enemy, Archer's ultimate also grants him Special Charge. After any of his teammates' attacks, Archer will consume Special Charge to use a follow-up attack against the enemy targets, while also recovering 1 skill point for the team.
Oh,
In that case,
nice.
There's no need to worry about running out of skill points again.
He just couldn't help himself and had to use his favorite twin blades.
When he uses his technique to enter battle, Archer will deal damage to all enemies and obtain Special Charge.
And that's a wrap on Archer's introduction. Now, I have
Damn.
big
Okay,
news for
that's actually
everyone.
pretty
From when
interesting.
The collab event starts on July 11th and until the end of version 3.6, Trailblazers can log into the game to claim the limited
Nice.
5-star collab character Archer for free.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome!
We hope that, under Archer's protection, every adventure that the Trailblazers embark on will cleave open the dark clouds and become a saga sung throughout the cosmos. We also hope that your encounter, or for some of you, a reunion, with the servants across this vast universe will bring you all wonderful memories in the days to come.
Oh, yeah. How about that? The free new limited 5-star character mentioned during the anniversary celebration is finally here as promised.
Actually, there's even more! Later this year, Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character totally for free!
Oh, okay.
But let's keep our eyes on the present for now. I'm not quite done yet. Besides claiming Archer for free, Trailblazers can also directly obtain a set amount of character enhancement materials for Archer.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
How thoughtful.
So I don't have to worry about leveling them up.
This version's got a lot of characters to level up after all.
Aloy
Let's
could
check out the
never.
banner detail. Once the collab starts on July 11th, Trailblazers can use Star Rail special passes in the character collaboration warps Excalibur Excelsior and the Bone of My Sword to obtain the limited 5-star characters Saber and Archer respectively. In the Light Cone collaboration warp, Trailblazers can get the limited 5-star Light Cone, A Thankless Coronation from Birth of a King, and the limited 5-star Light Cone, The Hell Where Ideals Burn from Red Radiance of Fuyuki. In addition, pity counts are shared between the character collaboration warp banners and also separately shared between the Light Cone collaboration banners, but neither carries over to other types of warps.
Okay.
It's worth mentioning here that the character and Light Cone collab banners will stay open long-term after the event starts.
Does long-term mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6 wrap up, you can still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star Light Cones?
Okay.
Exactly. These collab banners will run across multiple versions with no fixed end date yet.
Oh, nice.
Okay, that's really
Here's
nice.
one more piece of news.
Like, I
for you all.
understand that, like,
Throughout
they're.
the entire duration of version 3.4, using Star Rail special passes for your warps will bring some special limited time discounts. After the collab event starts,
Damn.
when Trailblazers spend a designated number of Star Rail special passes, they can directly obtain the limited 5-star Light Cone, The Hell Where Ideals Burn.
Throughout all of
Okay.
version 3.4?
Interesting.
In other words, after the 3.4 update
I
and
won't
before
get
the
it,
collab
but
event
that's
starts,
pretty nice
any
bonus.
Star Rail special passes used in the banners for Finan or other rerun characters will still count toward the total, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually
And
pretty
now,
nice.
as the collab kicks off, the voice actors for Saber and Archer have some things they'd like to say to all of us. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back to hear their special messages.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。セーバー役のカズメヤコです。崩壊スターレールとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催ということで
That's pretty cool.
私もとてもワクワクしています。この2つ
She
の
probably
作品には
she hasn't
どこか
voiced
似ている
Saber
も
in a
のがある
while.
なと感じました。剣を手に運命と立ち向かうセーバーの姿は
Not
厳しい
since
冒
the
険の中で
movies.
も前へと進み続ける開拓者の姿と似ているのではないかなと思いました。収録中はフェイトとスターレールの世界観が混
She
ざり合
probably
い
still
新たな魅力が生まれて
voices
いくのを感
her
じました
in any alts
あ
that
まり多
occur
くは話せないのですが、セーバーがスターレールの世界でどのように信念と理想を貫いていくのかぜひ
The
お
other
楽しみ
fake
くださ
game.
い。このコラボがたくさんの皆さんに楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。
Nice.
星々と聖杯が交わる旅の中であなただけの熱い思いとロマンに出会えますように。それでは最後に、開拓者よ、あなたが私のマスターか。
Nice.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。フェイトステイナイトでアーチャーを担当しております声優の諏訪部純一です。崩壊スターレイルとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催となります。赤い九兵はあまたの世界を旅してきましたが、ピノコニで繰り広げられる聖杯戦争は彼にとってこれまでとは全く違うものになるのではないでしょうか。崩壊スターレイルの世界でアーチャーが戦う姿が見られるのが本当に楽しみです。おなじみのキャラクターたちが未知の銀河で自分をどのように再定義していくのか、その行方を ぜひ見届けてください。収録の際にアーチャーの戦闘シーン見せていただいたんですが、
Yeah, I bet you liked
アニ
them.
メテッドブレードワークスの演出がとっても
Yeah.
かっこよかったです。
Yeah.
いや気に入りました。素晴らしかったです。今回のコラボ企画の中でもアーチャーのかっこよさ存分にお楽しみいただ
Or
ける
lack
と
of
思いますので、
charisma.
絶対にプレイしてくださいね。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
Alright! Big thanks to our voice actors for those thoughtful messages. With the Honkai Star Rail and Face Day Night Unlimited Blade Works collab about to launch, we want to take this opportunity on the program to sincerely thank all our partners in this collaboration. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Kinoko Natsu and Mr. Takashi Takeuchi for their unwavering support from the earliest planning stages to the final implementation. And thank you to the Animation Production Committee and everyone else involved for all their hard work on this collab.
Nice.
Y'all are much appreciated.
Honestly, it's only with this kind of dedication that we can bring
Now
you
we need
all
to
the
follow up to the
ultimate
collab.
joy.
And bring
in
in
order to
Rin.
showcase the Holy Grail War from multiple angles and levels, the organizers say that they've also prepared another combat-filled program, Fate's Stay Night. It was a night with no wind and no moon under the cool breeze of Penacony. The
What's
Trailblazer
this?
met the red-haired Lancer destined to cross their path. He stepped forward,
Red-haired
raising his
Lancer?
spear and uttered that iconic line.
The goddess of beauty is the most peerless beauty of them all.
Oh, so it's that red-haired Lancer.
No.
After the sweet dreams in the Holy Grail War tournament, the genius Skullum made some modifications to the Holy Grail.
Ooh,
Now,
cool.
the Grail can load the
Look
simulated
at that.
data of
Ryder
past
and
riders
Casters
through
is
the
Ryder?
user's memory.
No
So
way.
can load the
Player Lancer. Berserker is Jigglypuff. Saber. Oh, Yang Ching is Archer.
simulated data of past
Okay,
riders through the
okay.
user's memories. So in Fate's Stay Night, Trailblazers will face off against many familiar and old friends in intense what? V1 battles. Each
Cool.
contestant starts with unique skills and a set amount of health. Losing a round means losing health. And when your health hits 0,
Nice.
you're out.
So they have a pretty cool
Is there a smart
event
way
to go along
beat
with it.
your opponents?
At the start of the game, Trailblazers get some free pieces, each with different classes that grant different buffs. You can merge identical pieces to upgrade them. The higher the piece's rarity, the stronger the
Nice.
buff. Pieces of the same class have bonds between them too. Collect enough pieces of the same class, and you activate special bond effects that give you a serious boost in battle.
Looks like bonds are super important in this Holy Grail War, huh?
Absolutely. And that's not all. Trailblazers can also acquire noble phantasms during battle for extra
Ooh,
help.
okay.
Plus, during combat, Trailblazers can have the chance to get 3 command spells. Using these spells grants additional buffs.
Ah,
Command
this is pretty
spells,
cool.
Huh? Well, I'm curious. What role is the Trailblazer playing this time?
It's player.
This Grail feels kind of off. Forking hell. Could it be corrupted?
You right on the money. Trailblazers can increase the Holy Grail's corruption level to unlock extra buff mechanics. The higher the corruption level,
Nice.
the more points you earn when you win. Heads up, raising corruption level also powers up your enemies. So watch your step, Trailblazers.
Oh, but don't worry too much. After all, this is a reality
looks
show
awesome.
competition, and just
I
for
love this.
entertainment. The organizers of Fate's Stay Night have also prepared a special Protected Mode competition. In Protected Mode, Trailblazers can fight using trial characters, and enemy strength is toned down.
Oh, this way, new Trailblazers can jump in and fully enjoy the Holy Grail War experience.
Nice.
Exactly. The production team cordially invites everyone watching to stay the night. Experience some epic battle action.
And score yourself some stellar jades and other awesome rewards.
Now, just a quick reminder, this Honkai Star Rail and Fates Unite Unlimited Blade Works collaboration is split into 2 parts. The Trailblazer Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail, and the event, Fate Stay Night.
Cool.
The Fate Stay Night event will open for play on July 11th. The two programs stand on their own, so Trailblazers can dive into each separately.
Awesome! So
Hey,
much
dude,
content.
nice job.
All right. Big thanks again to our two guests. That wraps up today's Fate Collab update.
Presenter, your mission is complete.
It's all part of the job. Anything for the Trailblazers. So Trailblazers, my honored masters, let's meet again in version 3.4. See you there.
We hope you'll stay the night.
Bye-bye.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
That's nice. Damn. I think everyone's expectations were pretty high for this. Considering it was the collaboration, and for some reason, even though our last collaboration, like big collaboration with a game, was like Aloy, for Hoyoverse, I'm surprised people didn't have lower expectations, but expectations were high. And I gotta say, like, I'm not like coming out of this like this is the best special program ever, though it probably could be in competition for it. I came away from it like happy and satisfied, which I think is pretty good considering how high the expectations were. There's a lot more actual HSR content that I was not expecting. I expected them to just like have a story mission and then that's it. But I mean, look, it looks like there's a huge news area to explore. We're gonna get just a full nother story quest on Finon, which looks awesome. Finon looks kind of busted at times. We're getting the buffs for the characters that they've been working on, which is awesome. I was not expecting this Firefly outfit, which I guarantee you will sell. She is one of the top, like, 5 waifus, however you want to pronounce it, in the game. Like her, Robin, Kafka. Who else? Those are like the 3 main ones. Like Cypher's getting close to that category, but I don't think she's there. So yeah, man, it's impressive. I wasn't expecting this. I'm really hoping that this light cone right here will be useful for, like it's got HP scaling or whatnot, because I don't really like it really bothers me that I'm using a remembrance light cone on Castros. So I really hope that this works for Castros. We'll have to see. I know a lot of people will probably complain about the amount of banners. But the banner amount for the game normally is the same. And then the collab banner, even though it looks like the collab banner will be... let's see if I can see... Even though the collab banner will have its own pity, like separate, the fact that it's not going away, like it's not FOMO, it's staying for a long time, and I'm just like, this is perfectly fine as long as they announce with enough time, hey guys, this one's going away. That's awesome, man. Like, that's actually pretty awesome. That removes any that should remove any negative effects that people have that they don't like, that they can't share. This way, this allows them, the game company, to, instead of saying, okay, we're gonna share profits for this collaboration for this patch, instead they say, okay, we're gonna put it on its own banner, its own pity, you name it, and we'll just let it stay in the game until something different comes up, and we'll continue to collect and share the money from that, which I think is pretty cool how they did that. So I was surprised. I was not expecting it to just be there indefinitely, I guess you could say, which means that maybe in the future I can get Saber. I had no intention of getting Saber, but if it's going to be around for a long time, I think that's awesome. Now, getting this light cone for free if you spend 200 Star Rail, I think that's pretty cool too. No one should complain about that. That is a freebie, not something they had to do, but it's there for you. So if you want to, spend a bunch on, Saber or Finon, then you're able to go in and get, you'll be able to go in and get a free light cone for your already free Archer, which is pretty cool. Man, they hit it out of the park. This is awesome. I'm guessing this first Holy Grail event is its own like story type thing, and then this will just be this like new game mode, which looks like it could be fun enough that it may be a permanent event. I don't know, but overall, man, with my expectations already being pretty high, they freaking knocked it out of the park. They did a great job. I'm super excited for this. If you played the story in Honkai Star Rail, you are super hype for the next story, for 3.4 story. And then the collab just looks awesome. So I'm impressed. It does look pretty awesome. I'm excited, and we'll see how it turns out. It's gonna like start at the beginning of the month. Let's see, the 20th. If today's the 20th, we have 21, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's gonna like the ban, like the this specific patch 3.4 is gonna drop like on July 2nd or 3rd, so it's gonna be right at the beginning of the month, and they're gonna make bank. So this is pretty exciting. This is pretty awesome. I'm excited. We have like 10 days to get through like the 3.4 content, which is, plenty of time, and then we get to go into the Fate collab. So this is exciting. I'm super excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this special program and this reaction. Good luck to everyone out there in your pulls. And, well, yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Neptorka out. See you guys.